Welcome to Between the Lines, a podcast on Jane Eyre,
where we dive deeper into the novel of Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I'm Giada.
I'm Gemma.
I'm Autumn.
I'm Alyssa.
I'm Maddie.
I'm Abby.
Today in Between the Lines, we're going to be discussing conflict and setting throughout the story.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the conflict, because in chapter 2, the starting of the chapter, there's a conflict between John and Jane, which is a man versus man conflict. And it starts off in chapter 1, and John threw a book at Jane, and then they got mad, and then Jane attacked him. And then in chapter 2 is when another conflict with Jane and two maids, Miss Bessie and Ada, they tried to hold Jane back because Jane attacked John.
And that leads into setting because the Red Room was like a place where she was punished, and so after, after she attacked John, she got thrown into the Red Room for punishment.
Yeah.
On chapter 2 and page 8, it gives out details what the Red Room was like. And it says, the Red Room was a square chamber, very seldom slept in. A bed supported on massive pillars of mahogany, hung with curtains of deep red damask, stood out like a tabernacle in the center. The two large windows, with their blinds always drawn down, were half shrouded in festoons and falls of similar drapery. The carpet was red. The table at the foot of the bed was covered with a crimson cloth. The walls were a soft fawn color with a blush of pink in it. The wardrobe, the toilet table, the chairs were of darkly polished old mahogany. Out of these deep surrounding shades rose high and glared white the piled up mattresses and pillows of the bed, spread with a snowy Marcesiles counterpane.
Relating to the Red Room, while Jane Eyre was in the Red Room, she also fought a mental battle against her going insane.
Yeah.
And on page 13, chapter 2, the morning after Jane Eyre wakes up in the Red Room, she says, "Yet in what darkness, what dense ignorance was the mental battle fought."
Yeah, so that shows man versus self.
I feel like what could have played in the man versus self in that one is that's the room where her uncle died, and she knows it. Because in page 16 it says, Mr. Reed had been 9 years. It was in this chamber that he breathed his last. Here he lay in state, hence his coffin was borne by the undertaker's men. And since that day, a sense of dreary concertation had guarded it. Like, that makes it sound like it's a negative place that everyone avoids. So, I would not want to be locked in there.
Yeah, me either.
Mitros, I don't know what that is.
I remember that.
It was also seen as punishment.
I remember that part.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was definitely seen as punishment. After the Red Room, soon after the Red Room, she gets sent into a school, Lowood, and a lot of conflict occurs there too.
I mean, yeah, what do you expect when you don't feed kids anything because you're too cheap?
Exactly.
Yeah, she experiences like a lot of man versus man and also man versus self, I think.
Yeah.
There.
In Lowood School, there was also a man versus man conflict with Jane and Mr. Brocklehurst because his authority as a school supervisor allowed him to punish Jane.
For reasons that weren't even valid.
Yeah, and she's been punished her whole life. So.
Yeah. So to be punished at home, punished at school, that's just like...
Do you guys not hear that ringing? It's actually in my ear. It's from the
This was
AC.
your ear ringing.
No, I promise you guys. It's reaching a free. Okay, just continue. Sorry.
Should I keep that in?
It's actually in my ear. I promise you, if you listen to this, you'll hear it.
Okay.
I promise.
What happens when I turn on our VHS TV? We would hold one down in the basement. We can't even turn off the phone.
Jane knows we're talking about her.
Oh boy.
Because if your ear...
I get it.
If
I get it now. I think it's Jade. I was like, what the heck is Jade? Okay.
Jade.
Okay, continuing on.
What's the teacher's name again?
Brocklehurst. Hurst.
Brock-
I see. I'm not gonna
Brocklehurst.
attempt to say that, but I feel like he definitely was misusing his authority over kids.
Clock it.
punishing them for like no reason.
Yeah.
And since this is like more back in the day, I feel like a teacher wouldn't be paid as much as they should, and so that's his only form of power and his only like
Superiority complex.
yeah. So he uses that, and I think it shapes a lot of his personality and how he treats other people.
Mr. Brocklehurst's superiority over Jane Eyre also affected her sense of self-worth on how society also sees her during that time period, because women were seen as insignificant to men during that. And in chapter 23, she says, "Do you think because I am poor, obscure, plain, and little, I am soulless and heartless?" And that shows how she struggles with herself.
Yeah.
Because of that.
I
Yeah.
also think throughout this whole book, she experiences a lot of how men are seen as more important than women. And
Yeah,
more
a lot of
powerful.
gender roles.
Yeah, gender roles in this book.
100%. What about Thornfield?
Thornfield was when Jane started to really like come into herself, I feel, when she met Rochester and was able to start teaching Adele and stuff like that.
And she started to just like grow up.
Yeah.
Some treacherous
It's
places.
also the place where she fell in love with someone twice.
Okay,
her
so
age.
that's where she met Rochester.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, so Thornfield was the place where she really started coming into herself, but that also comes with conflict.
Yeah, like her love for Rochester. You wanna go?
Yeah, that was a big conflict.
Yeah. Her internal struggle.
You got it? Internal struggles?
Yes.
Biggest beefsteak.
Her internal struggle between her desire for Mr. Rochester and her morals, which we talked
Yep.
about in the last episode. Like God and her independence in herself. A quote that ties to this is in chapter 15 when she says, "My spirit, rebel as it was half subdued, but that was dangerous, the sense of being in my master's presence."
Yes.
Master present.
Master president.
Oh my
She said
God.
precedent.
Oh, president.
Despite all my efforts, I found it impossible to be conventional, showing her struggle.
Yeah, because she wants to be with Rochester, but can't because he has like a wife and
And he's what?
like 40.
Twice his age?
Yeah.
Twice her age.
Twice his own age.
And he also goes out looking for wives. Like, remember the big party and that one lady comes over?
What's
And
that
she-
girl's name? What's that girl's name?
What's the girl?
Ingram. Miss Ingram. She has like such a jealousy towards Miss Ingram.
Because,
It's like
Miss Ingram puts her down, and Mr. Rochester doesn't even defend her. But I guess that's because she's considered like a servant or something.
yeah.
So Rochester's trying to act cool.
And I think like
Someone says
Jane has never felt a lot of these feelings before until she met Mr. Rochester, so she's starting to like uncover new feelings.
so it's
Yeah.
like
So like a
It's like a
sense
new
of
version.
self growth.
yes,
That works
Self growth? Is that
self-growth.
accurate?
Self-growth.
yes.
A chapter.
Yes.
Depends what you consider self-growth.
Well, for her, I mean, she's not, it's not hard to grow from where she is. Okay, stop.
And I guess overcoming her fears is also self-growth.
Yeah. But
She was
then
able to
we get
stand up
into
for
where she runs away again.
The Morehouse? Is
Well,
that where
I
she wants to?
mean-
Yeah.
She
So then she
literally,
kinda, like,
she's
worries. That's
starving and she shows up on this random guy's doorstep.
Yep.
Interesting.
And isn't there like, doesn't he not trust her at first? Or like there's some type of conflict when she shows up to the Morehouse.
Doesn't she need something to do, maybe? Because,
Yeah, didn't he give her a job?
yeah, she becomes a teacher.
So, like, social conflict with trying to find employment.
Yeah, but and also there was this like sense of perseverance when she was like running away from Rochester and Lowood, or not Lowood, whatever what was that called? Thornfield. There was a sense of perseverance where, because she was like starving, thirsty, like she had nothing when she was running away.
All the above.
So to be able to have the courage to still go up to someone's doorstep and like beg for a job, like that's
Well, I mean, she didn't really have a choice at that point. She was starving, tempted.
Yeah, but we could also see that as an act of desperation rather than a courageous act.
yeah.
She didn't have much of a choice, maybe.
Yeah, so we can see throughout all of these different settings, there's plenty of different conflicts that occur throughout the story.
Oh, but there is one thing though. She does turn down the guy's proposal.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I mean, she could have married him and moved on from Mr. Rochester, but he only wanted her because he wanted to be married. He didn't care for her. I mean, that guy was supposed to be a man of God. He didn't want to bring her with. He didn't want to bring her with him because she was an unmarried woman. Come on.
Master.
That's crazy.
Wait, who's Master?
Rochester.
If I ever call my husband Master, then absolutely execute. That's crazy.
Master Rochester,
You would
here
know.
with your supposed illegitimate child.
You're not one.
There was questions of her paternity. He's a 10, but he only wants to marry you because it looks good.
No, he's a 10, but he has parties so he can find a wife.
I mean, that's too
bad.
bad.
Why would you throw a party just to find a wife? Well, I guess it's like just like
Oh,
going on a
four.
dating
They,
website.
Yeah.
they used to go and throw parties so they could also find their husbands too.
So, but also, he's married, so like,
4.
throwing
Yeah.
a party to find a
Yeah.
wife when you're still married, that's like,
And you know
Oh,
another
one.
and your wife
woman,
is
like,
locked in.
yeah, your wife is locked in a
You're
tower.
also dating.
So you're like a
Have
three.
feelings for
Freaking
someone else
Rapunzel.
too.
So you're like arrested.
Yeah, arrested out of 10.
Yes.
By the way, we have like 7 minutes left.
Okay, that's all for today's brain break. Okay, so what do you guys think are like really big points that we see of man versus society?
Personally, I think just gender roles throughout the whole story, and Jane being inferior to men and like other women just being inferior, and the whole party's just for like finding a wife and like everything like that. I think takes a huge place, especially during this time.
Yeah, I feel like Rochester's like a perfect example of that. And him and his wife.
Miss Ingram?
Yeah,
Yes.
'cause he locks her away.
Oh, wait,
you know
no.
she's not Miss Ingram.
The wife. What's her name?
Miss Rochester.
Okay, let's go with that, Miss Rochester.
I mean, they only mention her towards the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also how she even called him master is low-key crazy. And we already brought up that quote, but it's on chapter 15, and it says, "The sense of being in my master's presence." And I just think like that's kind of crazy to call your husband your
Stop.
master when I think in a relationship you should be equal.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that definitely showcases the gender roles
Yeah.
back in that time.
Oh, we were
100%.
not expected to be equal.
And I think Mr. Rochester even,
It's a perfect example. Of
yeah,
that.
like he believes that he should be.
On top of it.
Master.
Yeah, master.
Majority,
so weird.
majority of the men within this book are have the same beliefs as Mr. Rochester as them being superior,
Yeah.
like Mr. Brocklehurst,
John.
I also feel like
John. Yeah.
all of the men in this story don't have much of like much character development. Like they're more like flat characters.
Yeah.
Like they're just all almost like the same stereotypical like angry, older,
Well,
wiser kind of thing.
Like the,
Could you consider Mr. Rochester a flat character if he loses a hand and becomes partially blind? Because that's something happens to him.
But that's not inner development.
Yeah.
it's like a character change.
Yeah, it's like in their own.
Who developed
Plot
the course of
twist.
the story.
Yeah.
Like I think that could have probably changed something, but like I feel like all of the men almost aren't. All of the women are more change more than the men do,
Yeah.
or have more traits about them. And I feel like the men are kind of.
I feel like, yeah, John kind of stays the same.
I feel
Yeah.
like the only really dynamic character is Jane. Like, does anyone else really change that much? I mean, Adele progresses a little bit, but not.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Or just kind of having more like inner. I don't know how to
Yeah.
make this make sense.
Yeah, because we mostly see Jane's thoughts, so it's not like we're seeing that change in others.
Yeah.
I mean, Mr. Rochester, he was. Yeah, he did with like starting to enjoy Jane's presence and stuff.
Yeah.
So we're kind of like at an in-between in the like years of what they're living, because back then I feel a lot of guys had often had like a wife and then have a ton of mistresses, and that really reflects how that's happening in the story. And with Jane getting a job as well, usually women wouldn't be allowed to get a job, so I feel like this is like a point in time where like women's rights would become more prevalent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he does mention he sleeps around a lot of women, like trying to find someone.
Yeah, so he's pretty like stereotypical, like.
Man.
Yeah.
Seriously.
No hate to like you guys, but like a lot of you kind of suck. Anyway, so I called man versus man. Anyway, so like,
Okay, so what do you guys think about like man versus religion? Because I feel like that played a big role with Jane's like mental being. She like
Yeah.
questioned her religion and faith a lot.
Her religion, I feel, steered some of her decisions that she was making throughout the story to be what they were. Because, as an example, Mr. Rochester,
yeah, you go.
with
you say it,
Mr.
yeah.
Rochester, the whole idea about being with him was kind of steered in a different direction. Like that. You're like, you're wrong.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I don't know.
Kind
It's
of
just like
steered
locked
it in a different
in.
direction as it could have been right away. Because if she didn't have her morals like she did, then she might have just slept around.
Yeah, and like when Jane and Mr. Rochester like first kind of split apart, she brings up religion. I don't have the page number, I should probably find it, but like when she was like about always being forgiving and like how forgiveness is important to religion. I'm pretty sure it says it.
Yeah. So also, like another conflict with man versus religion could be Jane has more internal beliefs with the Bible than just like going off the scripture and what's actually in the Bible. She makes like her own, kind of like her own mini Bible, like what she believes in more than what the Bible actually says.
Yeah, like she doesn't quote scripture, it's her own internalized version of it.
Yeah.
It's her own morals and her own values,
And they align with the Christ in the Bible.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that eventually like makes her own path and what she believes in, how she forgives people or goes back to them or anything like that.
Yeah.
Welcome to our brain break. Today we're going to be doing She's a 10 or He's a 10 Jane Eyre edition.
Gemma, she's a 10, but she dates a guy twice her age.
I give it a 6.
Abby, he's a 10, but he has like a whole nother wife that's like crazy.
Probably 0.
Really?
That he didn't tell you about.
Yeah, 0.
He's a 10, but he puts no money into his school and starves kids.
0. Giada.
Oh God.
He's a 10, but he throws a book at his
He's a freaking
niece.
1 or 0.
Oh,
This
he's
is
a 10,
bad.
but he has gambling addictions.
Oh, that's like a 7 or 8. Because like, what are you gonna do? Like,
Yeah.
it's like a gambling problem.
I'm
so like,
just
that's
Yeah,
like,
you
God.
can help fix
He's
that
really-
too.
Well, yeah.
I feel like I'm not.
So like,
Yeah.
not saying like, be like, I can fix him, but maybe you
Who's
can't.
the lady that took Jane and I forgot her name? Like her aunt, I think, right?
Bessie? No, that's a nurse.
Like the head of the household.
Head honcho?
Like,
what's the aunt's
Mrs.
name?
Reed?
Mrs. Reed.
yeah, is that the girl that like took her in or like
Yeah.
produced her food? Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Oh, you could say she's a 10, but she abuses her stepchildren.
These are all like zeros. We have to think more like.
Yeah.
She's
Normal.
A 10,
Mild.
She's
Yeah.
a 10, but she's French.
An 11. Wait, I don't.
I was
know.
gonna, I was gonna say 11 too.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, what's
all
wrong with
fancy.
nationality?
Yeah, because then they like know how to cook maybe.
Yeah.
Have the accent.
Good bread.
Yeah. Accents.
Crepes.
Crepes. Isn't
Crepes
it
are
grape?
Grapes.
It's
Le crepe in
in
French.
I take Spanish, so yeah.
Yeah, same.
No hablo. Wait, what's French in Spanish?
Francais?
I don't even. What's
Yeah.
French?
Yeah, it's spelled like Frances or something. Like
Frances.
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 Hey, it's not gonna
No, wait.
What's Spanish?
No hablo.
Yo no
like
hablo francés.
Tell us.
Yo hablo español.
And like Henry's pronounced Henri, like
Yeah. What?
He's
Okay.
10,
Black packet.
but he's like 50.
Depends on what he looks like.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
there's.
how much money does he have? Is he rich?
Does he
Nice.
Does he look good and is he rich?
Yeah.
Okay, there's some older actors that aren't the ugliest.
Oh.
Oh,
was he like fully blind
I
or
have
partially blind?
He's a 10, but his last name is Rochester, and you'd have to take the last name.
Guys, Theo James is 41 years old.
Like Gemma Rochester.
Gemma Rochester. That sounds good.
I
Autumn
know.
Rochester.
I don't like
I
that.
don't like that. Respectfully.
Yeah, the Rochester.
My name doesn't have to with any last name, trust.
He's a 10, but he doesn't have a hand. 'Cause he lost
Does it
his
have a
hand.
what?
Didn't he lose his hand?
And
Yeah.
it's partially
Ooh, that's a
blind.
good one.
Like depends on like depends on his abilities.
6.5.
Like you can't hold hands or nothing. Like,
Yeah.
another one.
But what if I don't want to be on the roadside and I want to be like
Yeah,
like, if
because
you're
he
walking
needs to be on the
sidewalk,
roadside.
Yeah. Like I'm not.
So like
6.5.
So
depends.
sacrifice
I was gonna say like 7.8.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
True.
It just depends though.
Yeah. I guess be kind.
Honestly, though, I had a hot camp counselor, and he had one hand. 1 year.
Whoa!
Chills, bro.
Okay.
This is
leaking
PG.
everything.
Tuned for our next episode where we talk about quotables and most outstanding lines. Thank you.
Bye.